Hey, this is Cuddles, and oh wow, has this been a while since I've actually put anything on this channel. So, you might say, what made me get off my FS19 tractor, lock up my modded Minecraft house, and I hate to say this, and I have to say it very quietly, I've not even started 8.2.
No! No!
I know, Grim is super ashamed. I noticed something that got my little heart going tickety-boo. Little footage from E3. Could this actually be my Xanadu? Those of you that remember the old Zoo Tycoon or know what Xanadu means, let me take you back to when Cuddles was somewhat younger. I had this beat up Toshiba laptop, and on a sunny day I would quite happily settle down indoors. Many hours spent playing the original Blue Fang games of Zoo Tycoon. We're talking 2001 here.
Hello, Dave.
Then came Zoo Tycoon 2, 2004, early 2000s, and it followed that game up amazingly. I dutifully bought all the expansions. I at this point had to covet the precious PT time from Grim's computer because the laptop no longer ran it. And it was beautiful. It was amazing. We are talking many hours of micromanagement, of enjoying what can only be described as an extremely in-depth and beautiful game. Combine two of my big passions, control freakery.
Alright, slave, I want you to quickly lick my boots.
And animals.
Don't go there, girlfriend.
Don't take that in any kind of wrong way. Then came the launch of the X1. Now, see, never been a console girl. Never had been. I'd always had a computer. Even when I was young, I played games on a computer. Now, I met Mr. Grimm, and he was a mix of the both, but he loved his consoles. And he knew there was going to be an issue with an X1 coming in our house. But he whispered those golden words to me. He said they're releasing Zoo Tycoon on the X1 with launch. I looked up. I went, maybe we can think about this. I watched all the pre-release footage. Can I describe the feeling 10 years later after having kind of originally played Zoo Tycoon 2 that went through me when I heard that music, when I saw the footage? The graphics from the pre-release footage were just amazing. The animatronics, all the detail that they had put in. Could Frontier Gaming actually breathe new life into this classic game and deliver it to a console? Could I armchair game what can only be described as one of my favourite games of all time? Well, they kinda did. Graphics, stunning. Accessibility, all ages, all abilities. Yeah, they delivered it. Placeables, they made it work for a console. There was a level of the management system. The environmental and ecology message was strong, fantastic, and at a forefront. It can't be questioned. And if I wanted to, I could go in and pet my animals. Sadly, after about 10 hours I was done. And in all truth, I don't think I've ever picked it up again since. Making the game accessible for a console had taken away some of its most vital, crucial aspects for me, and that was the micromanagement. It was good, it was an attempt, it wasn't it. Now, at E3 Gaming, I noticed that Frontier are trying again. Now, since the release of Zoo Tycoon onto the console, they've actually released Planet Coaster, and it was a massive success, and it is a boom of a game. Depth, feature is fabulous. And to quote from the footage from E3, in regards to Planet Zoo, they are now making the game we always wanted to make. I.e. people, it's for the PC. We can go totally crazy now.
Yes! Yes!
Footage that has already been released is stunning. That is one busy art department. Looking at the shadow effects, at the fur, at the water, even at the scenery, even looking at the guests walking around. It's amazing. I'm watching zebras with actual movement action. You've got AI so that it appears that if they are group animals and herd animals, they're going to instinctively herd. You don't just plop them down and they just roam around their enclosure. We have the freedom to build the enclosures again. Something that was somewhat missing from the console game. Enrichment and enhancing enrichment and ensuring that the animals are happy and catered to looks interesting. The zookeepers making food for each animal type, researched by researching the animals. Also, love the bit about it becoming more expensive the more in depth you get. The hint at the smaller exhibits that in previous Zoo Tycoons you'd just plonk them down, they make you cash. You now can manage the temperatures and little parts of these exhibits. Fantastic. The tools they have used in order to create the exhibits and the groundwork. Again, intriguing. Now, release is November this year, and we're being spoon-fed snippets as the game comes together. I still have some questions. I mean, we've seen the micromanagement side to the animals. Will we have the same level of control with guest satisfaction? Will we be able to change what's sold in a food vendor? Do the number of toilets make a difference? Which animals are sighted where in the park? Does that improve guest experience? Can we still sell souvenirs? And can we say which souvenirs we want to sell? Can we research to make the souvenirs we sell better? How will the guest information for the animals work? Will it be based around not so much commercialisation of selling said souvenirs, or will guests actually have increased satisfaction from learning about the animals and their wildlife and their habitat and how they exist in this world? I don't know, and I'm curious to find out. We've seen some of the sort of... Will there be more than one theme on release? We've seen in the footage the safari style African theme. Is there going to be other themes, or are we looking at expansions? I mean, I understand this is alpha footage that we're looking at, and these guys have got a massive art job on their hands. I imagine that there is a level of creativity that will be given, but I'm intrigued to see if we see any other types of themes before release. So we're going to be over the next couple of months as we prepare for, fingers crossed, some access to this game. We're going to be looking at a few other bits and pieces as well as looking at the questions I've just had. So we're going to look at which animals have made the cut. I mean, we all had our favourites from the original Zoo Tycoons. So will Planet Zoo be bringing them forwards? And how close are those animals going to be to the actual real animal in the real world? Their needs, their habitats. And we'll be thinking about the habitats that we'll be getting to make once we get our hands on this game. Taking a look at what we've been told about the enclosure construction. How much involvement do we have? Are we going back to X1? Which from the footage so far, I can pretty much say no. Thank goodness. We're heavily involved in this construction. But is it to a point that maybe if we leave a gap, the lion's going to escape? Does it warn us? You know, what kind of level have we got? Again, as I've mentioned, visitor management. What involvement do we have with them? What would we like? Part of this will be, what could we really enjoy? Staffing. I was intrigued. Watching the footage, there are 6 types of staff. Now, I want to explore that. How are they going to work in our zoo? How will they develop our zoo to make our zoo successful? I also want to think about and check out more about the breeding program mentioned. And how real will they take this? They mentioned death of animals. Will we actually lose an animal? Do we think the depth we've seen so far can be carried into a modern version of an old classic? And just who is the target audience? All I want to do for nostalgia's sake is shout, me, me, me! Now, my pre-order is in. I'm very much looking forward to putting my zookeeping hat back on as soon as they let us have access. How about you? This is Cuddles. Have a nice day.